NYC Pride sites in Greenwich Village. Hi, I'm Megan Murad, a licensed New York City tour guide, and today we're going to explore some places in Greenwich Village that were instrumental in the Pride movement. It's kind of wild to think that just a little over 5 decades ago, you could actually be arrested for wearing articles of clothing that weren't assigned to your supposed gender. But thanks to the heroic actions of people who came before us, today in Greenwich Village, we can celebrate Pride openly. So we're going to talk about some of the events that led towards the New York City Pride Parade and the celebrations that we have here every June. But first, make sure that you click subscribe so you never miss a New York Minute.
Yeah, muffin talk. Ooh, muffin talk. Muffin talks, bringing healing to those who need it most.
Did you know that until the 1970s, you could actually be arrested if you were wearing less than 3 articles of clothing that belonged to your supposed gender? And behavior like this was actually considered indecent. It would be considered intimate relations between 2 men or 2 women, and this could be cause for a bartender to actually refuse you service. It's pretty wild to think that a little over 5 decades ago, there was such harsh discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community. Today, we have come leaps and bounds, and right now I am standing in the Stonewall National Monument. This was dedicated on June 24th, 2016, and it was the very first national monument to be dedicated to LGBTQ plus rights and liberation. In 2017, the LGBTQ plus flag was raised above the monument, and it became the very first officially maintained LGBTQ plus pride flag on any national monument in the United States. So if you come to Greenwich Village, make sure that you come to the Stonewall National Monument. And it's actually right across the street from the Stonewall Inn. So the Stonewall Inn, if we walk this way, you will see it with the pride flags outside. Let's go get a closer look. Perhaps the most iconic LGBTQ plus pride site in Greenwich Village is the Stonewall Inn. The Stonewall Inn was the site of the Stonewall riots. The Stonewall riots started on June 28th, 1969. Now, raids on gay bars at the time were unfortunately very, very common. But the raid on Stonewall was a little bit different because the patrons in Stonewall on June 28th, 1969 actually fought back against law enforcement. And they fought back so strongly, it actually resulted in 6 days of rioting against the law enforcement. Now, while unfortunately this did not completely stop raids on gay bars in New York City, it did receive a lot of press. And many people claim that this is where the Pride movement really started. Now, there were definitely LGBTQ plus demonstrations well before Stonewall, but because this one was so publicized, it really, really drummed up a lot of interest, not only across the country, but across the world. Now, a year later, in New York City, there was a parade called the Bedford Street Liberation Day Parade that would eventually become what we know today as the New York Pride Parade. Now, this parade happened in conjunction with Pride parades in LA and Chicago. So, June 28th, 1970, you could say the very first Pride Parade was held. The route of the Pride Parade changes from year to year. So when you come to visit, make sure that you check out what the route is so that you know how to participate, whether or not you're actually marching in it or if you are cheering from the sidelines. The parade is all about inclusivity and is an important part of New York City. 75.5 Bedford Street, the narrowest apartment in all of Manhattan. This is also sometimes referred to as the Edna St. Vincent Millay House. Edna St. Vincent Millay was an openly bisexual poet, and she actually was known for wearing pants in Maine at a time when most ladies only wore tiny petticoats, and actually during times when you could have been arrested for being a lady wearing pants. Now, she only lived in this house between 1923 and 1924, but it is referred to as the Edna St. Vincent Millay House, I think because she's probably the most famous resident to have ever lived here, but she also installed a skylight. This apartment house is only 9 feet and 6 inches wide, and in 2021 it was actually listed for sale. So you can actually buy this. The listed price is a staggering $4,990,000, which seems like a wild price to pay for the narrowest house in all of Manhattan. But there is a garden in the back, and it does actually have 3 bedrooms, which is more than my apartment in Harlem has. So it's interesting if you're walking through the village to stop by the Edna St. Vincent Millay House. Have you heard of a sip-in? It is a play on a sit-in. So a sip-in happened at this bar behind me in 1966. Now, for a little bit of background, in 1966, intimate relations between 2 men in a bar was considered disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct was cause for a bartender to refuse you service. There were 3 men who happened to be members of the Medicine organization. These 3 men entered Julius's bar in spring of 1966. They declared that they were gay and they ordered a drink. The bartender refused them service. Little did the bartender know that this was all a setup. The Medicine organization is an organization that advocates for LGBTQ plus rights, and they were out trying to prove that New York City bars actually discriminated against members of the LGBTQ plus community. With the help of the ACLU, the Medicine organization was able to achieve its goal of proving this discrimination, and New York City bars were eventually forced to change their ways. Now, this was 1966. This was 3 years before the Stonewall riots would change the entire landscape here in New York City once again. So Julius's bar is another one of the many LGBTQ plus sites that you can visit when you come to Greenwich Village. This is the Church of the Village. This is where PFLAG was born. Have you heard of PFLAG? It's not a flag. It's not the pride flag. PFLAG is an organization. It stands for Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, and it was the very first organization of its kind in New York City, and it's currently the largest such organization in the United States. Now, this got its start because there was a school teacher named Jean Manford who in 1972 marched in the Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade with her gay son. The Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade, that's actually a precursor to the Pride Parade. Other parents of LGBTQ plus kids saw this, and they were so inspired by Jean that they actually asked her for support. So she decided to put together a support group, and they met for the first time in 1973 here at the Church of the Village, and this is how PFLAG was born. At that first meeting, there were only about 20 people who attended. Today, PFLAG has over 200,000 members, and it supports family, parents, allies with the LGBTQ plus community. In the 1980s, the AIDS epidemic was rampant in the United States and in New York City, especially here in Greenwich Village, where the LGBTQ community was centered. In the 1980s, the AIDS epidemic claimed over 100,000 100,000 lives in New York City. Now, this was a time when the US government wouldn't touch the AIDS epidemic. And yet, St. Vincent's Hospital, most of which is no longer still here, they actually opened up the first or one of the first AIDS wards on the East Coast, and it became the largest of the AIDS wards in the East Coast. The nuns who worked there actually refused to let anybody who demonstrated homophobic tendencies work in the ward. And there's some really touching stories. One of the patients in the AIDS ward was just so heartbroken that he couldn't attend the Halloween parade that takes place every year here in the village, that she actually let him wear her nun uniform so he could at least have that Halloween experience. Today, that hospital has largely been converted and transformed, but this memorial is here to commemorate those 100,000 lives that were lost in the AIDS epidemic here in New York City, and also to honor the caregivers who worked tirelessly here in New York City. So if you're walking around the village, make sure that you stop here at the AIDS Memorial. I hope that this has given you a little bit of insight into some LGBTQ plus sites that you can visit when you come to Greenwich Village. Now, this is just scratching the surface. There are so many different locations in Greenwich Village, and there are also entire organizations in New York City that are dedicated to preserving the history of the LGBTQ plus community and amplifying those voices. I am going to link all of those in the comments below, as well as an organization called Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which helps to raise money for many different causes, including supporting the LGBTQ plus community. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to add, please feel free to write something very positive in the comments below. Keep it positive and keep it friendly. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you click subscribe so you never miss a travel tip or trick.